Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Taking a look outside with live cam, the sun is out. San Antonio's looking beautiful this morning. It's 58 degrees. We'll be checking in with Sarah Spivey to learn how today and the rest of the week will be playing out. Good morning, San Antonio. It's 8 o'clock on this beautiful Sunday morning. Joined by Sarah Acosta. I'm filling in for Max Massey.
Happy to have you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Sarah.
So you said yesterday you kind of just stayed inside.
We just stayed inside. After 5 p.m., I did not go outside.
Good.
I had to wake up extra early because of that thunderstorm, so I definitely caught my Z's for sure.
Yes, because yesterday at 5 p.m., I tried to go walk the dogs, and I said, I'm going to wait for another hour or so, Sarah Spivey, because it was like blow dryer, hot air.
Absolutely. We got up to 93 degrees yesterday, guys, in San Antonio. Needless to say, temperatures today will be some 15 degrees cooler than yesterday. I do want to put on your radar, though, that we do have a busy pollen count. Oaks are actually high today. They're past 800. Molds are moderate, too, and pecan and pine are present, but in low amounts. As we take a look outside right now, beautiful sunshine. Totally gorgeous out there. It's 59 degrees right now, and winds are starting to pick up a little bit. We're seeing a wind from the northeast at about 15 miles per hour, gusts up to 30. We'll have a windy morning this morning, but winds will die down later on in the day. So as we look at the day today, gorgeous and sunny, 72 at noon, 79 for the high. I'll take 79 over 93 any day, and winds are going to be from the north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So coming up in the forecast, here's what we'll talk about. Today's beautiful weather will continue to be nice tomorrow too, but by Tuesday and Wednesday, humidity does return and we will have some light rain in the forecast. I'll be detailing those rain chances coming up in a bit, and then by the end of the week, it'll be just humid and warm as we kick off Fiesta. So lots to talk about in the forecast. I'll have a look ahead in just a few minutes. Jonathan, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. San Antonio police say they have a suspect in custody after a shooting outside a bar early this morning just south of downtown. It happened around 2 in the morning at Thirsty's SA Bar on South Presses Street. Police say a fight broke out and a staff member stepped in to try to keep the peace. That's when a man pulled out a gun and shot 2 people, including that staff member who was taken to BAMC in critical condition. The other person who was shot was grazed by a bullet and is expected to be okay.
Meanwhile, San Antonio firefighters say an electrical issue sparked an apartment fire this morning on the city's north side. Flames broke out in the attic of a vacant unit at the Lark Apartments on the 1400 block of Patricia Drive. That's near Blanco Road and Wurzbach. Now, firefighters were able to put it out quickly and save the building. Now, the people that live in the unit below will be staying with family while management relocates them. It's important to note that no injuries were reported.
A man in his 20s is lucky to be alive this morning after San Antonio police say 3 men armed with rifles went to his job and shot at him multiple times. This happened just before 3:30 in the afternoon yesterday at the Church's Chicken in the 1800 block of West Hildebrand Avenue. That's not far from West Avenue. Officers say 3 suspects parked, then went inside, each one carrying a rifle, and started shooting at the man working the register. The suspects then took off. We're told that the man that was shot at was not hit by any of those bullets. Police say he was hit by shrapnel. He was taken to the hospital as a precaution. So far, police don't have a motive for the shooting, and they still have not caught those suspects.
A man was arrested and charged with murder in connection with a cold case. Listen to this, from over 40 years ago. That's according to the Texas Department of Public Safety. Larry Allen West was arrested Thursday in connection with the murder of Carol Joyce De Leon on June 4th, 1981. An autopsy revealed that De Leon died from multiple gunshot wounds. Investigators tried to identify De Leon by her fingerprints, but were unsuccessful. She was buried as a Jane Doe in New Braunfels. In 2009, through DNA technology, authorities were able to identify the remains as those of De Leon's before her death. De Leon lived in the West Avenue area of San Antonio and graduated from Thomas Edison High School.
San Antonio police are asking for the public's help finding 2 suspects who they say robbed a gas station. So take a look at your screen. This happened on April 8th in the 2500 block of Southeast Military at Murphy USA gas station. Do you recognize these people? Police say these 2 suspects grabbed some items, then held up the cashier at gunpoint. One even jumped behind the counter, then demanded money. The cashier did comply and put money into their bag. Anyone with any information, or if you recognize these people on your screen right now, you can call that Crime Stoppers number. Remember, it's 210-224, then the word STOP, S-T-O-P.
Health inspectors recently suspended the license of a longtime Chinese restaurant on Broadway, the same place that was in the news last year when illegal shark fins were found by state inspectors.
KSAT's Tim Gerber stopped by this week and was invited behind the kitchen door, but he left wondering whether the business was still even in business.
Van's Chinese seafood restaurant located in the 3200 block of Broadway was forced to shut down following a February inspection. Their big problem? Plumbing issues. There was no hot water and a cap was missing from the plumbing that caused a foul odor when the water ran. Small live pests were also seen in the business. The inspector gave them a score of 79 but forced them to close until hot water could be restored. Pest control services were hired and all fees were paid. The restaurant was closed when I stopped by, but someone eventually answered the door.
I just wanted to follow up on your recent inspection that you guys had.
Tan Yen Wen says he's not the owner, just the chef, but agreed to take us behind the kitchen door. He says they were only shut down for a day.
The inspector, they let me open up after I pay for this one.
Right.
He also said they hired pest control.
Yeah, I already got it. I showed it to the inspector last month.
Okay.
Yeah, everything I'm doing, but I don't want to spend more money to fix it up now.
While the business was allowed to reopen, he said they're no longer in operation.
I want to get out of here. I don't want to do it and then everything. I'm too old.
So you're closing? I mean,
we're closing.
you're not even open anymore.
Yeah, we only cook for my family.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not open.
He says they've been struggling since COVID hit. The business also got hit with a string of negative publicity last year when a state game warden seized more than $25,000 worth of shark fins from the business. After that, it took city health inspectors several attempts to even get inside for an inspection. Records show inspectors tried in June, October, November, and December last year, and again in January and February of this year before finally being allowed inside. Wen said it was just because they haven't been open. But then he also said this.
So are you opening at 5:30 on some days?
Yeah, sometimes the family, sometimes come in.
So are they open or not? It seems to depend on the day. Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
Wen and two other people associated with the restaurant were charged with several misdemeanors related to possession of those shark fins. KSAT Investigates asked the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department for an update on the status of that case, and a spokesperson says the investigation now is in the hands of U.S. Fish and Wildlife. Wen has denied any wrongdoing.
And happening right now, San Antonio Sports hosting their second annual Fiesta Fit Festival at UTSA. It's a new traditional twist on celebrating health and wellness the weekend before Fiesta.
Alyssa Cole joining us live at the starting line of the bicycle tour across the hill country of San Antonio. Good morning, Alyssa.
Good morning, Jonathan, Sarah. It has been just lively out here, bright and early in the morning. We are really enjoying the beginning, the kickoff of Le Tap San Antonio. Now, we did just get here just before they took off not too long ago, but we have some video to show you later to see that really cool takeoff. You all are really going to enjoy it. But joining me now is Jeremy Kine, and he is one of the visionary partners of Le Tap San Antonio. Good morning, Jeremy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. So a lot of folks at home may be wondering, what is Le Tap San Antonio?
Le Tap San Antonio is a mass participation cycling event. We have something for everyone. We kind of work with the mantra of race it, ride it, or try it. So we have races from 10 miles for just beginners all the way to 100 mile for the more professional or serious cyclist.
Perfect. And, you know, a lot of folks out there, they're cycling right now, the 100 miles. How long does that take? Are they just going to be out there all morning? Or?
Yeah, some of them are riding up to around, 25, 30 miles an hour. So we could be expecting them back in just under 4 hours.
Wow. And we actually have some celebrities, if you will, some honorary folks we should mention that's a part of our event here in San Antonio.
Yeah, we've got a couple of really famous tall people on bikes out there today. A couple of your really good basketball players of yesteryear, I think. And then we also have Jens Voigt, famous Tour de France cyclist out there as well.
Wonderful. That's something good to know for folks looking to be a part of it next year. And my last question, I won't keep you long, Jeremy. I know you're busy. Why San Antonio? We know this is popular around the world, very popular in stance. Like tap means stage, the Tour de France. But you all chose San Antonio for a reason.
Yeah, I think number one, it's a beautiful cycling community here, a great group of people, and also like the backcountry just north of UTSA makes for beautiful riding, and so the combination of having the cycling community and also the excellent terrain makes for a great course.
Jeremy, I appreciate you taking out the time this morning, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, absolutely, anytime. You all, this is going to be open until 3 o'clock today. The Wellness Expo, the different vendors. I mean, we have a stretching booth that we're trying to check out later for the 8:30, so stick with us so we can tell you about that. Free to come on the grounds. There's different exercise and fitness classes you can pay for, but come out and join us. It'll be going on until 3 o'clock at UTSA. I'll send it back to you all, Jonathan, Sarah.
Thank you, Alyssa. And we'll also be keeping an eye out for that beer yoga. So we need more information, more details on that.
I know.
All right, folks, time is 8:11. Temperature is 58 degrees.
So coming up next, how a local community center offers support and resources to those who may not know exactly where to go for help.
And taking a look outside with live cam, it's 58 degrees. It feels good out this morning, but we'll be checking in with Sarah to see how the rest of the weekend and the rest of the week is going to be playing out for us.
Well, yesterday was West Care's Spring Resource Fair at the Ella Austin Community Center. Various community outreach programs attended to give so much needed love and care to the people of San Antonio. Organizations like the San Antonio Food Bank handed out food and snack packs to those in need, and Metro Health provided immunizations and COVID-19 booster shots, as well as resources for physical and mental health.
We provide them with the necessary resources that are necessary for them to understand that nothing is too hard for them to obtain.
Supplies like water bottle cases and hand sanitizer were given out, all for West Care's cause of uplifting the human spirit.
And that was the sounds from 10 different bands coming together to blend their respective sounds into one. As part of the second annual Community Band Music Festival, the Greater San Antonio Community Band Association hosted the event yesterday, partnering musicians throughout the area, offering them a special opportunity to perform for the public.
Speaking of bands, our very own Jonathan Cotto.
Yeah. You were a drum major.
Give us a 4-4 real quick.
I was a 4-4. That's one. That's a 4-4 there. Yeah, and I was also a tuba player. So of all instruments, I decided to play the tuba. Can you believe that?
Gosh, that is so cool.
I just adore you.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
that.
you. I'm glad you find it cute. My mom was like, couldn't you play the saxophone?
No, I love that.
The tuba is great.
Tuba players are fun.
The tuba has personality.
It does. Yeah. It absolutely does. You know, today's weather is going to be perfect, like the tuba. Outside today, we're going to be seeing sunshine, comfortable temperatures, 59 degrees here in San Antonio. A little cool. You might need a jacket in Kerrville, where it's 55, 53 in Fredericksburg. Good morning in Del Rio, it's 63. Gonzales, 57 and 61 in Pleasanton. The first thing you notice when you step outside is the pleasantly low humidity. Dew points have come down quite a bit since a front moved through yesterday. Yesterday we were waking up very muggy. Dew points were in the 60s. Now, dew points are only in the 30s. It feels great outside. Well, you may need a little extra chapstick during the day. It's pretty dry out there. We're seeing winds from the north at about 15 miles per hour. At times, we're seeing gusts up to 25 miles per hour. And we are going to see this gusty conditions continue for the morning. Wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour possible. But by the afternoon, those winds will start to come down, and it should end up being a pleasant day, even in spite of a bit of a breeze from the north. Here's a look at the weather setup across the nation. We saw this very dynamic system move through yesterday. Notice up in parts of Minnesota, we're still seeing some snow. This is the parent low to that cold front that moved through, bringing high pressure system in place over Texas. High means dry. So as you can see, it is nice and dry and sunny as that high pressure system settles over. And we're going to continue with that north wind. So it's cold up in the Panhandle right now, 35 in Amarillo and 36 in Lubbock. Although we won't be getting down into the 30s and 40s, we are going to have cooler than average weather, not only today, but tomorrow as well. In your KSAT 12-hour forecast, here's how the day stacks up. It's going to be gorgeous. Have I said that? It's going to be really beautiful today. Spending the morning in the 60s. By noon, though, we'll start to get into the 70s. So great for any kind of Sunday brunches or anything like that. Eat that outside because it's going to be gorgeous outdoors if you have the chance. Just know that those winds are going to be breezy at times. 79 degrees for the high temperature. And then later on tonight, we'll see temperatures fall into the 60s after sunset. A gorgeous day. Highs in your neighborhood, 80 at Lost Maples in Utopia, 75 in Seguin. Helotes, you'll be at 75 degrees, 77 in Poteet for the Strawberry Festival, 77 in Kerrville, 77 in Canyon Lake, and 77 in Floresville. So that high pressure system is in place. It's making it nice and dry. We're really going to see that high be the main dominant weather factor tomorrow too. So Monday is going to be really pleasant with low humidity. Air moves around a high in a clockwise fashion. So as this high moves off to the east, it's going to pick up that Gulf of Mexico moisture, and by Tuesday morning, the humidity is going to be back. Not only are you going to feel the humidity, but you may even be able to see the humidity in the form of some drizzle and also some light rain in the morning. So Tuesday and Wednesday, we've got about 30% chance for some isolated showers and storms, especially on Tuesday. Again, in the morning, that's when we could see some of that drizzle and light rain. Thursday and Friday, our rain chances are much less, pretty slim. You'll be lucky if you see any rain on Thursday and Friday. As for temperatures, again, comfortable tomorrow after a cool start, right near 80 degrees. We'll be in the 70s on Tuesday with a little extra cloud cover from that morning drizzle and light rain. 81 on Wednesday. By Thursday and Friday, it starts to get a little toasty out there with high humidity and highs in the mid to upper 80s. Then a front arrives on Saturday and cools us down nicely for the start of next weekend. Guys, last night, San Antonio was treated to a beautiful sight, some distant thunderstorms. I'm going to show your pictures of how gorgeous the sunset was last night and talk a little bit about the science behind why those clouds kind of look like mushroom clouds. It was really interesting.
This is very cool. You don't want to miss this.
Yeah, next half hour.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Time is 8:20, temperature 59 degrees.
An unusual sea creature, look at your screen right now, washed up on the Texas shore. What is that? So next, what experts are saying it could be and what people think it is.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Listen, many people are trying to figure out what an unusual sharp-teethed sea creature that surfaced on the Texas shore is.
I found myself really looking at this picture for a long time, because you're going to want to look at your screen in just a second. So one woman found this sea animal on Thursday, washed up on the coast, posted a picture of it. So just take a long look at that. You might have to even get closer to your screen. That photo gained so much attention. Some people commented asking if it could be alien remains, a kraken, or even a sea urchin.
The science director of coastal fisheries saw the image and couldn't identify the species, but said it's most likely from a large sport fish. We want to hear from you all and what you think this unsightly creature is. You can let us know in the comments on this article on KSAT.com.
You can also go to our KSAT, either KSAT.com or our Instagram page, where you could zoom in and really look at it. And so it looks like a lot of teeth, gills.
I have no idea what it is.
It's definitely part of a sea creature.
Yeah.
Maybe the mouth. I don't know. We need to be exploring our deep sea.
More deep sea explorations, but let us know what you think it is. All right, folks, time is 8:25. Temperature is 59 degrees.
Okay, last year they were busted for having shark fins in their freezer, and now a longtime Chinese restaurant is struggling to keep their doors open. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
Good morning, San Antonio. I'm Jonathan Cotto.
I'm Sarah Acosta. It's Sunday, April 15th. Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. And this morning, the wind, is it calmed down? Last night, Sarah?
It could be an issue.
Those wind gusts were a little crazy.
It was a little breezy last night.
Yeah.
And today we're still breezy in the morning, but those winds are going to die down a little bit later today. So it's going to be a gorgeous Sunday, though. It's going to be hard to complain about the weather whatsoever. Temperatures this morning on the cool side. It's 56 in Bandera and in Comfort, 61 at Sinson, 60 in Hondo. Good morning in Uvalde at 60 degrees, 58 in Gonzales. And today's forecast, I mean, this is hard to argue with. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Sunny skies, 72 by noon, 79 in the afternoon for the high. North winds at 10 to 20. We'll get a couple of days of low humidity in the week ahead, but by the middle of the week, humidity does return. I'll be talking about that a little bit more in the full forecast, but we're going to spend some time and talk about how awesome the view was last night. This is a look from our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. Take a look at that mushroom cloud thunderstorm. I'm going to show some of your pictures and talk a little bit about the science behind how this happened coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, it's still unclear when work will resume in a construction site on West Bexar County where one worker was killed and another injured. Both men were hit by heavy metal pipes that fell from a flatbed truck around noon on Saturday. A 52-year-old suffered a head injury and was killed. The other man hurt his shoulder and was taken to a hospital. Both are part of a crew installing gas lines at the time on West Military, that's not far from North Grossenbacher Road.
They were unloading the load of pipes. Sometime during that point, the load became unstable.
It's just heartbreaking. We see them all the time, you know, coming and going, working every day.
Neighbors were both saddened and shocked by what happened. A team from OSHA, the federal agency that investigates workplace accidents, was called in to look into what went wrong at the site.
A two-day roping competition in Uvalde honoring one of the Robb Elementary victims wrapped up Saturday. The event was in honor of McKenna Elrod Seiler, who would have turned 11 next Wednesday. McKenna was an avid animal lover. To honor her memory and help others like her, McKenna's dad, Chris Seiler, created a foundation and scholarship in her name. He hopes this will keep McKenna's legacy alive for decades to come.
I thought about having a rope, and I know that those saddles and buckles would last forever, long beyond us. And it's my hope that in 100 years, someone might find one of those in a barn and see her name and speak her name.
Carly Martinez is the first recipient of McKenna's scholarship. She was awarded $20,000 to go to Southwest Texas Junior College in Uvalde and plans to study business. This roping competition will be held year after year on the Saturday closest to McKenna's birthday.
Now to the national security document link. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in the Far East this weekend, likely facing questions about it as he prepares for the G7 meeting in Japan today.
Meanwhile, the young Massachusetts Air National Guardsman accused of leaking the documents and posting them on a gamers forum is days away from another court appearance. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulte with the latest.
The world watching back in February as the U.S. shot down that Chinese spy balloon off the coast of South Carolina. Now, those highly classified Pentagon documents leaked on the internet, revealing there reportedly were more. The Washington Post obtaining some of the leaked files, showing U.S. intelligence agencies knew of 4 additional spy balloons that flew over the continental U.S. earlier this year. The Post also reporting those materials show another balloon flew over a U.S. carrier strike group in the Pacific Ocean. The documents posted on the social media chat service Discord, allegedly by National Guardsman Jack Teixeira, the 21-year-old now charged with unauthorized retention and transmission of national defense information and willful retention of classified documents.
There are very serious penalties associated with that, and we intend to send that message, how important it is to our national security.
Teixeira had a top-secret security clearance as part of his job managing IT systems. Officials say he copied the materials and then shared them online.
These individuals need to be able to get on the system, but if they open a document that they have no need to know, then that should trigger some kind of warning to a supervisor so they can investigate why this individual would be looking at this document and certainly why they would be printing it.
The leaks also detailing battle plans and munition supplies in Ukraine. The White House saying there will be action.
I've instructed the department to make sure that they get to the root of why he had access in the first place, number one, and number two, to focus extensively on the extent to which it all occurred.
Teixeira's family has military ties. His mother volunteers with a veterans group, and his stepfather retired after serving 34 years in the same unit as Teixeira. Karina Mitchell, ABC News, New York.
A pregnant woman suspected of shoplifting was shot in a Walgreens parking lot by a store employee. This happening in Nashville, Tennessee. That woman fighting for her life to survive this morning. Her baby, born premature, is alive and undergoing treatment at a hospital. The employee is claiming he shot the 24-year-old in self-defense. He told police that the woman allegedly took cosmetics and various items from the store and left without paying. He then followed the woman out in the store and claimed another woman pulled a can of mace and began spraying at him. That's when he pulled out a gun and shot the pregnant woman 4 times. Nashville police are still investigating this shooting.
And the U.S. Coast Guard and the Mexican Navy are searching for 3 American sailors who were last heard from April 4th. The sailors have been identified as Carrie O'Brien, Frank O'Brien, and William Gross. They were en route to San Diego from Mexico in a joint statement. Their families say the 3 are all experienced sailors. The Coast Guard says they had planned to stop in Cabo San Lucas on April 6th for provisions, but there is no record of them arriving. Now, officials say marinas throughout Baja have been contacted, but there have been no sightings of the vessel.
The Federal Aviation Administration approved a license to launch SpaceX Starship rocket. Now, SpaceX says it's aiming to launch early tomorrow morning. NASA selected the SpaceX Starship as the ship it would use to send astronauts to the moon's surface. In 2021, SpaceX won a $2.9 billion contract to build this rocket. SpaceX plans to lift off out of its facility in South Texas. It'll then fly over parts of Florida and circle the Earth before touching down off the coast of Hawaii. And happening right now in San Antonio, sports hosting a 2nd annual Fiesta Fit Festival at UTSA. It's a new traditional way of celebrating health and wellness the weekend before Fiesta.
That's right, and Alyssa Cole is there. She's joining us live at the Wellness Fitness Village, where vendors are promoting all things health.
Good morning, Jonathan, Sarah. Yes, I am here at UTSA at Fitness at the Fiesta Fit, and we are so excited. And as you mentioned, Jonathan, the different wellness vendors, the healthcare experts, they're out here too, a part of this event. And we are excited to join University Health here in the Athletes Village. And I am joined by Farrah. She's going to introduce herself and tell us all about this health course and what they're promoting today. Good morning, Farrah.
Hi, good morning. My name is Farrah Smith, and I'm with the Injury Prevention Department at University Health. And April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. And so what we have out here today is a course to help really drive home how dangerous distracted driving can be to our pedestrians and our cyclists and all those people who just want to enjoy the sidewalk in the city.
Perfect. Talk about what we're about to do.
Okay, so we're about to use our pedal cars, and we're going to text Fit Fest is fun while we try to avoid all the potential pedestrians or pets or cyclists or runners in our neighborhood.
Perfect, perfect. So I'm going to take your mic so we can go ahead and give it a try. Caitlin, I know you can hear me back there. I have you pulled up, and we're going to try to text you that message that Farrah just said. So we're about to take off. I'm going to follow Farrah. Caitlin, here we go. Here we go. Let's send this message. We're taking off, folks. We're taking off. Fiesta's next weekend, and this is all about making sure that people are encouraged to drive sober and get a designated driver. And you know, I'm trying to drive and text you, Caitlin. It's not working out. Fitness, fit, fun. This is what we're doing. Let me know if you got the message. To be honest, don't tell anybody this, you all. I think I'm a pro at it, right? Because in news, we multitask all the time. Caitlin, I hear you. She just approved that she got it. But no, you all, Fiesta is coming up. We have been talking with authorities and police, DPS troopers. They are asking folks to drive sober. We have Memorial Day weekend coming up in a little bit of a month, so keep that in mind. You want to keep yourself safe, your neighbors safe, and your family safe. But Jonathan, Sarah, we know we're going to keep it safe, Fiesta, all Fiesta long. I'm going to send it back to you all at the studio.
Alyssa, I know you said you were a pro, but I don't really. She was swerving.
She was
Girlfriend was swerving
in style,
hitting
though.
some cones. She
Swerving
didn't hit the cones. Almost hit the cones.
Almost hit the count.
Hey, everyone,
almost doesn't count. Folks, just call an Uber.
Be safe.
It's much easier.
Yeah.
Time is 8:40. Temperature 59 degrees.
Next, in this week's segment of Gardening with KSAT, we explore the benefits that gardening can have on your mental health, Jonathan.
I need to do some gardening. And taking a look outside through live cam, it's 59 degrees, folks. Step out and enjoy it while it lasts. Temperatures may be warming up. We'll be checking in with Sarah Spivey.
This morning, a week of big political news, the fallout from the Intel leak, what damage has been done, the abortion pill ruling, the 2024 race and Trump's legal battles. The Powerhouse Roundtable takes it all on this morning on ABC's This Week.
Looking for ways to reduce stress, anxiety, promote happiness, and even fight dementia? Spending time in the garden can help with all these aspects of your mental health, according to several studies.
Always looking for a way to de-stress. That's why in this week's segment, Gardening the KSAT, I tell you all about the mental health benefits of gardening.
When people ask me why I love gardening, my answer is always it's my escape. Whether I'm rushing out to get to work,
Come on, Scooby, sister, come on, let's go outside.
or letting my dogs outside, I love opening my front door and stepping out for that brief moment and seeing my flower garden.
It gives me a sense of peace, reminding me to breathe.
Another favorite part of being outside in my garden, that one-on-one time with nature.
Here he goes.
From discovering monarch caterpillars.
He's like the Jabba the Hutt. Look how big he is. Like, he's massive. And he's like real thick.
To bantering with my toads.
Can you be a Miss Toad? Cool teenage sis maybe Toad? Hello, Miss Toad.
And science shows gardening or just spending time in a garden doesn't just help reduce your stress, but also has several benefits to your mental health. Texas A&M AgriLife experts say it can help fight depression, anxiety, ADD, PTSD, promote creativity, reduce the effects of dementia, and even boost your self-esteem. One study shows participants found spending time gardening just twice a week for an hour to an hour and a half helped them with their mental health.
And here's the good news. You don't even have to be an experienced gardener or have a garden.
Researchers say this is because just being in a garden helps you relax. By being in such a beautiful and tranquil place, it makes you feel peaceful in your mind and in your soul. Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
And yesterday, Sarah, I spent some time outside.
Yeah.
Well, my husband put up the Fiesta decorations and I was filming it. He's like, I'm not going to get any credit for this. I'm like, I'll give you some credit.
There you go.
Yeah.
And by the way, the KSAT garden looks great out in the yard.
Thank you. I just gave an update on our Instagram page, on my Instagram and KSAT's Instagram page for that update on our garden here at KSAT.
It looks great. And you know what also looked great yesterday? The sky right around sunset.
Sure did.
These are the pictures that we were seeing across San Antonio. Looks like a mushroom cloud, right? These were sent in through our KSAT Connect feature on the weather app. And yeah, there's a little helicopter above that too. Then this is another view of this from another KSAT Connect user. One further off in the distance in Sisterdale. And then I love this picture too. In the hill country, you can really see the structure of a distant thunderstorm. So I thought we could talk about why we were treated to such beautiful images last night. And this is a look at last night, right around 8 o'clock in the evening. You can see these distant thunderstorms that were actually severe, produced some quarter to golf ball sized hail. But we were able to see perfectly in the distance from San Antonio some 30 to 40 miles down to that storm in Atascosa County, and some 60 to 80 miles east toward Lavaca County because a cold front had moved through. It had cleared the atmosphere for us in San Antonio of humidity and clouds, and we were able to see way off in the distance. Something about strong to severe storms as well is that they grow very tall, and that's why it kind of looked like a mushroom cloud or an anvil. So these storms were able to grow very tall all the way up to the stratosphere, which is about 30 to 40,000 feet above our heads. And in the stratosphere, clouds actually cannot form. It's actually why planes fly up above in the stratosphere, because they don't encounter any kind of turbulence. So once these storms grow tall enough to get to the stratosphere, they can't grow above that, and they flatten out and form this really cool anvil. And we were just treated to not only good clear conditions, but the timing too of it happening right near sunset allowed for these beautiful vibrant colors off in the distance. I'm writing an article on KSAT.com about the science behind that you'll be able to share with your friends a little bit later. I'm nerding out about it. I hope you are too. Outside right now, beautiful sunny skies behind the cold front that moved through last night. And it's going to be a great day today. 59 degrees outside right now, but we're already warming up. Winds are already starting to die down a little bit. We've been able to see gusts of up to 25 to 30 miles per hour. And in the afternoon, that's going to be the trend. It'll become less windy during the day as the day goes on. So a cool start. Grab that light jacket for your early Sunday morning plans. 58 in Bulverde and in New Braunfels, 60 in Hondo, 56 in Kerrville, and 56 in Comfort. But because it is so pleasantly dry outside, we are going to be able to see comfortable conditions. Even though it's cool now, it'll be nice and comfy in the afternoon. Dew points in the 30s and 40s. Here's a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Spending the morning here in the 60s, but as soon as we hit lunch, temperatures will be in the 70s. Notice again, those winds will start to die down a little bit later in the afternoon. We'll reach a high temperature of 79. Quite the improvement, because yesterday we were at 93. Today we're going to be at 79. Really nice Sunday for us to end the weekend. In your neighborhoods, it'll be 82 in Del Rio and Cotulla. Cotulla was near 100 yesterday, so 82 is a welcome change. 78 in Pleasanton, 77 in Kerrville and in Canyon Lake. It'll be 78 at Port SA, 77 in Poteet. Last day of the Strawberry Festival down in Poteet. It's going to be a great day. 75 in Gonzales. Now, low humidity today. We are going to see pleasantly low humidity tomorrow with dew points in the 50s. But by Tuesday, by Wednesday, it gets humid again. And we'll be able to see a chance for even some morning showers and rain, a drizzle rather, on Tuesday morning. So the humidity will be back for most of the week. We have 30% coverage on Wednesday as well. So not everybody is going to see washout rain this week. But again, Tuesday, morning drizzle, light rain. A 30% chance for isolated storms on Wednesday, less so on Thursday. As we kick off Fiesta, it'll just be warm and humid to end the week before another front moves through on Friday night.
Some of these recent showers, Sarah, have they made any impact on our drought?
They have for areas pretty much along and east of 281. The drought has improved, but unfortunately, we're in such a hole when it comes to the rain. We would need a lot of rain to get out of exceptional drought in San Antonio.
All right. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Time is 8:51, folks. Temperature 60 degrees.
We'll be right back. Well, don't forget, if you would like to be a royal for the day, join our KSAT Insider membership and sign up for this unique experience. One lucky winner, along with 3 guests, will ride on a private float during the Battle of Flowers Parade.
And you have until next Thursday to put your name in the drawing. To learn more information, visit our website, ksat.com.
And that article about those cool thunderstorms was just published on KSAT.com. So check it out if you can. There's lots of pictures there too. 79 degrees today, windy, but we will see those winds die down a little bit later in the afternoon. And Monday it'll be 80 degrees for the high tomorrow with low humidity. I do think that we will have some morning drizzle and light rain on Tuesday, so just plan ahead. Maybe a little extra commute time on Tuesday morning. But this is not going to be widespread rain to help us out with the drought, just kind of a bit of a nuisance. And then we'll have an isolated shower to Wednesday and Thursday, but Fiesta should go off without a hitch. It's going to be warm and humid on Thursday and Friday. Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, so when we're at Fiesta, you want your hair up.
Yeah.
Hair up, dress, for those warm temps.
I think that's a good idea. You know what? We're going to have to dress warm cool for Fiesta anyway, because it is just going to be warm, I think.
And sunblock.
Yeah. Sunblock's important.
Hey, Jonathan, it was great having you this
thank
weekend.
you for letting me join y'all. I had such a good time. And folks, thank you for joining us at home. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's gonna be a nice Sunday.
It's gonna be gorgeous.
Happy Sunday.